Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 2022 Powered by Rock Music Awards ceremony presented by Reverend Guitars and the DIY Rock Career. I'm Isaac Kuhlman, and I'm your host for this evening. I personally want to thank you for joining us to help shine light on the rock music scene to celebrate the music from 2022. I hope whether you agree with the selections and winners or not, that you go listen to the music and appreciate the hard work each artist has put into their craft. Before we get into the awards, I want to take a moment to explain who I am and what this award ceremony is all about. As I mentioned, my name is Isaac Kuhlman, and I'm not just the host of the ceremony tonight, but I'm also the owner of Powered by Rock, which is a digital media and physical product business based around rock music and musical instrument accessories. And I'm also the host of the Powered by Rock podcast, which is the vehicle for basically how the ceremony is being broadcast tonight. The company is based in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we've been operating since 2020. Over the last few years, I've spent a lot of time getting to know a lot of great people in the rock music community. It's been my mission to help promote bands, artists, labels, companies, organizations, and even behind the scenes folks who make the world a better place through rock music. That's what this ceremony is all about. And I wanted to make sure that if nothing else, the bands and artists themselves knew how much the world, including myself, appreciate them. And normally we would hold this ceremony a little earlier in the year, but due to other projects taking some precedence, this was pushed back a few weeks. So sorry for everyone for waiting so long. Our company's mission is not just to highlight the bands that get played on the radio often. We are incredibly fond of digging around to find good music through small labels and independent artists as well. We write about these bands, we talk about them, we try to get to know them. Why? Well, it's simple. There's a lot of great music that you're missing out on if you only listen to the radio. I know I would never have become the music fan I am today if I just followed the mainstream music scene. The nominees tonight are a collection of bands from various genres of rock music who've combined to put some absolutely brilliant music out from the past year. I really wanted to make sure that not only do they get recognized for doing so, but I also wanted to try to make it possible for others to understand more about these bands and their music while also seeing that they have won an award for their contributions to art. Without music, the world is a very quiet and boring place. It's been absolutely incredible to see live music and rock music have a resurgence over the last year in various ways, with new festivals popping up, to new labels, new bands, and renewed scenes cropping back up all over the world after having to sit out the good part of 2 years due to the pandemic. With that said, I thank you for joining me tonight to celebrate all the fantastic artists and their music from 2020. Let's start the show.
Gonna rise and fall by me. Transmission to the tower shifter, bringing up black magic on that day.
One thing to remember during the presentation tonight is that we had to take the combined efforts of fan votes and our editorial rankings to make decisions on the winners. The fan vote can easily be skewed by one popular band, and while we think it's totally great to be democratic, we also know that great art should be recognized first and foremost when presenting awards. The fan vote does help sway close decisions for sure, and sometimes it actually helps put things into perspective. We understand that most people have not heard of some of the music or even some of the artists. That's not to fault anyone, but we also wanted to make sure that the winners had a lot of thought put into them as opposed to just voting for something because it's the only thing that a fan may know of. A lot of great music gets overlooked that way. Therefore, I just want to remind everyone that we are not strictly determining winners by popularity. So let's jump into the first category of the evening. The first category we're going to start with tonight is the award for the Breakthrough Artist of the Year. This award is based on who we felt had a big year, either through releasing a great album or by them getting themselves out there into the world in a way that catapulted them to new heights, or in some cases, both things happen. The nominees for the 2022 Powered by Rock Breakthrough Artist of the Year are So many great bands. And the winner for the 2022 Powered by Rock Breakthrough Artist of the Year is Pet Needs. Pet Needs is a UK pop rock punk band that not only released a great album entitled Primetime Entertainment that is up for other awards tonight as well, but they were able to have a massive US tour opening for Frank Turner on 36 of his 50 shows. They truly got in front of more people in one year than most bands will in a lifetime. The band sent a special message for us to be played on air tonight. Take it away, Johnny and George.
This is take two, by the way. Hi, it's Johnny and George from Pet Needs. We're in a British pub.
Chin chin.
And we're celebrating the fact that Powered by Rock magazine and the people of Las Vegas and people around the world voted for us as Breakthrough Artist of the Year. Thank you so much. It means so much. Like, our show in Las Vegas is always going to stand out as one of our favourite shows that we ever did. It was incredible. We're super excited to be coming back to America, but also it's our first proper award that we've ever won. So anyone you'd like to thank, George?
You for writing the songs.
And that's the end of the video.
Chin chin.
Coming up, we'll get to the Comeback Artist of the Year, so stay tuned right after this.
Reverend Guitars embodies the idea that every run of scorching lead and every roll of finger-picked twang deserve the same passion and commitment to quality. Whether you're selling out arenas or playing in your living room, we know that what makes an instrument powerful is when players wield them to create something remarkable. A melody that moves mountains, a riff that just won't quit. We want to be there in your hands when that happens. For us, that means staying true to what we believe. Somewhere along the road of electric guitar history, it became a crazy idea that guitar makers should craft guitars with the same sense of purpose and passion, whether they're played in a bedroom or an arena. If that's a wild idea, then we're in the right place, carrying 6 strings and an attitude, and we're in good company. Reverend Guitars. Well played.
Welcome back to the show. For our next category, we're going to be digging into the Comeback of the Year award. This award is obviously given to the artist that represents overcoming monumental hurdles, massive delays in putting out new music, or bringing back a particular style of their own music that they may have lost over the years. We know that the pandemic has been incredibly hard on lots of musical acts, but it had a bit of a positive impact on a lot of people's lives as they started to reevaluate what was important to them. It was no different for musicians who came together to bring back old projects or to mount doubled efforts to create something new from their previous work. The nominees for the 2022 Powered by Rock Comeback of the Year are And the winner for the 2022 Powered by Rock Comeback of the Year is The Wonder Years. The Wonder Years album, The Hum Goes On Forever, was, in my personal opinion, one of their best albums ever. And while the band has been incredibly active for the better part of the past 2 decades, this was their first full-length album that has been dropped since 2018's Sister Cities. And it just seemed to encompass the energy that the band had been building up to this point with some of their best songs today. Unfortunately, the Wonder Years were unavailable tonight, but I do look forward to sending them this award and then being able to display it proudly on their mantle. Coming up next, we're going to jump into the 2022 Powered by Rock Best New Artist category. This is definitely one of the closest awards we will be presenting tonight, and you'll see who wins the award right after this. Running your own music career is incredibly difficult. Trying to get people to like, share, comment, listen, follow, it's all just overwhelming. Most musicians give up before they ever achieve success, and that's the worst. If you're looking for a better way to grow your music career, head to DIYrockcareer.com for some absolutely free training. It costs you nothing, and it could be the difference between hitting your goals and quitting your dream. Go to DIYrockcareer.com today by clicking the link below this episode.
Then I lost my way.
Welcome back. It's not often that you get the chance to watch a band grow from their very origins to achieve higher fame later on. So that's why I really love this category. It's full of fresh music, high hopes, and endless possibilities for what these artists can achieve later on. We classify an artist as being new when they release their first full-length album, or LP. which by most accounts is a pretty standard way to classify a new artist. It's not to say that all of these artists haven't had other projects or are new to music. However, they put in the work to create a great debut album, and that's what is so great about these particular nominees. The nominees for the 2022 Powered by Rock Best New Artist are And the winner for the 2022 Powered by Rock Best New Artist is the Dollheads. The Dollheads are quite literally a band at the start of their rock journey, as the band has 3 siblings, all in either high school or middle school, and who all have serious chops at their respective instruments and can write great pop punk songs. They released their debut album, What Teenage Angst, last year, and they have been playing local shows extensively since, as well as getting out to other cities on a few occasions. Here are the Dollheads to accept their award.
Hey everyone, it's Angela, Samantha, and Austin and Cheeto from the Dollheads. And we'd like to thank you guys for voting for us as the best new artist at the Powered by Rock Awards. We were blown away when we saw our names included on the list of nominees, and we weren't really sure that we would win because the groups we were going up against were awesome. We love the talent in this category, and we believe that all of the nominees deserve to win. We were very honored to be included on the list, and we were even more honored that you guys voted for us.
This last year has been a roller coaster for us, but along the way, we've gained more fans and made new friends in the music scene. The support we've gained means so much to us, and we still can't believe it. We'd like to thank Isaac from Powered by Rock for helping to build a community of local musicians, and we absolutely love the way he supports local independent artists.
We've come so far in this past year, and it wouldn't have been possible without all of you guys' support. We want to thank all of you for helping us grow as musicians and become part of the local music scene. We can't wait to see what next year is going to bring for us.
Thank you, Isaac.
It's very interesting because in that video you see Austin behind a drum set that he hasn't broken. But I do congratulate you guys on a kick-ass album and for winning the award. When we return, we're going to be presenting the award for the 2022 Powered by Rock Song of the Year. This is always one of the hardest decisions for any rock fan. Stick around to find out who takes home the award. Welcome back to the 2022 Powered by Rock Music Awards ceremony. The Song of the Year category is infinitely hard to choose in so many ways because even getting to a top 10 list is hard. You can listen to 1,000 songs or thousands of songs, and one day you might feel different about a song than the next. When we dug through hundreds of albums and thousands of songs this year, a few really stood out. The nominees prove that no matter what part of the year they released their songs or albums, they held up over time, and they all showed that repeat plays would make them better, not worse. Some of these songs literally had us run the gamut of emotions from heartbreak to indifference to pure elation. Just like years past, these songs are instant classics and should be treated as such. The nominees for the 2022 Powered by Rock Song of the Year are I first just want to say before we present this award, if you haven't listened to these 10 songs, go check all of them out. They're incredible. And the winner for the 2022 Powered by Rock Song of the Year is I Don't Think About You by Tim Kasher. Tim Kasher is one of the finest songwriters over the last 25 years. And with this song, he created a haunting melody and story of living beyond a loved one's death and trying to experience it with joyful memories, regardless of how agonizing and torturous that process may be. It's one of the most soulful songs of his vast career from any of his projects, whether it's Cursive, The Good Life, or his own solo work. Unfortunately, Tim is incredibly busy with all of his other projects right now, but he did graciously send along his thanks and gratitude, and he will be receiving this award soon. Stick around because right after this short break, we'll be back to announce the winner of the 2022 Powered by Rock Punk Album of the Year. Hello, it's Isaac from the Powered by Rock podcast, and if you haven't heard of our podcast before, I just want to give you a quick rundown. The Powered by Rock podcast proudly highlights independent rock musicians from around the world, whether they're just starting out on their journey or they've been honing their craft for years. With so much great rock music out there, it's important to find the artists that make it, inspire it, and the people who support it and get their stories told. If you love discovering great new music but don't know where to look, make sure to check out the Powered by Rock podcast so you can keep up with the great new music from incredibly rocking artists. Until I see you there, keep on rocking. Welcome back to the 2022 Powered by Rock Music Awards ceremony. That was a good-looking guy right there. It's been a lot of fun so far. We just have 2 categories left. The next category is for the Best Punk Album of the Year, and this category was potentially one of the most challenging to judge due to the sheer volume of high-quality albums that came out last year. Punk music will always hold high regards in my eyes personally, as I have loved this subgenre since I was about 12 years old, which seems like an eternity at this point, and it was sort of the first place I ever found my own music without the direction of anyone else steering me there. So from skate punk's fast as hell pace to more melodic styles and up to the hardcore sounds, you'll get a little of everything from this year's nominees. The nominees for the 2022 Powered by Rock Punk Album of the Year are And the winner for the 2022 Powered by Rock Punk Album of the Year is A Canadian Tragedy by Handheld. Handheld ended an 18-year hiatus to come back and create A Canadian Tragedy, which is almost entirely a concept album of dead Canadians who either were famous for their work and sorely missed by all Canadians, or died in a mysterious or tragic way, hence the title of the album. The album didn't start off as a concept album by any means, but after 3 or 4 straight songs about dead Canadians, the band kind of leaned into the idea and made an absolute masterpiece of an album. Here they are to accept the award.
Fantastic. Amazing. I can't believe this is happening.
Amazing! I'm so hungry. You're not scripting this.
We're workshopping this right now. Don't look at this.
This is nice. This is probably the nicest thing I've ever gotten before.
Action.
We couldn't get by this without thanking our good friend Eric for making the great video for Candyland. By the way, Ryan, Colin, if you're watching and you need a little extra add to the movie, hit us up.
I don't know. I don't like your eyes. You're freaking me out.
Thanks to Bruno and Cynthia at 1,000 Miles Records. Great label, great people, great routine.
Oh! Thanks to John Harkis for making our album sound great. Yeah.
Thanks to Sarah at Road Dog Merch for hooking us up with the sweet swag. Pick it up online.
Thanks to Seb for the artwork. What angles do you like?
Straight ahead. Cut. Thanks, Emily, for
The album and all the support on the podcast.
Hey, thanks to our friend Emily from the Punk Rock Podcast show for singing on our record. She sounds amazing. Better than us.
Thanks to Isaac from Powered by Rock. Album of the Year.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of goofballs from Canada right there. What do you expect? All they do is drink maple syrup up there. Anyway, stick around for the exciting grand finale where we'll be awarding the 2022 Powered by Rock Album of the Year. See you right after this.
The world is going crazy and everybody's leaving.
They try to make you quit. Wash your hands. Bacterial infection in your dick was not the plan. Wash your hands. I don't think that I did that wrong, 'cause my mind is racing. See you dead now, my time is gone. Program to follow to play your agenda. Distractions around me, my head is so messed up. Program to follow to play your and that's over. I could down, but I'm already so high.
The sun because lately the things that you tell me sound tasty in the air. They're replacing pain.
But I know it'll be alright. If I go. Yeah, super fun,
Welcome back to the 2022 Powered by Rock Music Awards ceremony. I want to thank all the nominees and all the viewers and fans for joining us and for the great past year. Without further ado, let's jump right into the final category of the night. Here are your nominees for the 2022 Powered by Rock Album of the Year. I will say that I wish I had 10 awards to give out because those 10 albums are absolutely spectacular and you should go check them all out. But without further ado, the winner of the 2022 Powered by Rock Album of the Year is Dropout Boogie by the Black Keys. Now, I will say that while I always love to highlight independent musicians as much as possible, and I don't always agree with the fan voting, this was an instance where an album was so goddamn good that it didn't matter who put it out, it was going to win an award at some point. Dropout Boogie was one of only 2 perfect star ratings that we did a review on. It was also the fan favorite of all the albums, even though I'm sure it was likely the only one that a majority of fans had listened to. That really doesn't matter, though, because the album is actually that good. And while the Black Keys couldn't be reached for comment on the award, it will be my goal to get this award into their hands and make sure that they have it in their trophy case or, holding down a small stack of papers somewhere in their studio. So on behalf of Dan and Patrick from the band, I will accept this award on their behalf. And I will say it's truly a great honor to receive this award, one of the highlights of their career, I'm sure. But there you have it, guys. We have crowned all 6 winners, and each band will be receiving their trophy soon. The decisions were incredibly difficult. And again, I want to say congratulations to all the bands who were nominated as well, because all of you put some absolutely stellar music out last year. So hold your head up high and keep doing what you do. And I'll keep listening, and I'll keep looking forward to more music to come. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we look forward to another great year of music ahead in 2023. Make sure to check out all the links below this video to check out our sponsors and upcoming events. Have a great rest of your evening, and rock on.
Supposed to be